The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Is exiting out of the region. Looks like I'm going to have a good ride home here across the DMV.
Coming up on DC News Now, we'll take another look at the scene after one man was rescued out of the Anacostia River. We'll bring you the details about how he fell in. Plus, it was once a popular hangout spot in Georgetown. Now our Dave Laval tells us why Graffiti's Cliffs is closed. And coming up, a night honoring Black journalists and their contributions to the industry with a few familiar faces. We'll have highlights from the gala at Howard University. And taking a live look now at the White House, starting your Sunday, we're going to see some showers this morning. And good morning. Thanks so much for joining us on DC News Now. I'm Michaela Newton in for Tosin Vakile. We'll get our top stories in just a few minutes. But first, Derek, what can we expect throughout this Sunday? Well,
this Sunday, we are expecting those showers to exit out as we are currently speaking. We're starting to see a few of those showers ending for some. Still a few sprinkles in other locations, but it looks like things are going to be shaping up to be a pretty nice Sunday. We will have the clouds to contend with throughout most of the rest of the day, but we may see a few breaks here and there. You never know what it may have up its sleeve. We're looking at a pretty nice roll of weather as we head into Monday. It looks like it's going to be a little bit more on the drier side rather than not, after seeing nearly 0.8 of an inch of rainfall here in the nation's capital, causing a little bit of street flooding here and there. But hopefully now that the rain is starting to exit out, that the street flooding is starting to subside as the waters drain. We're looking at other locations around the region, so only about 1/4 of an inch in Hagerstown as well as in towards Martinsburg, almost 1/2 inch in Frederick and Winchester, almost a whole inch in Leesburg, seeing a good bit of rainfall there, as well as Manassas at 85/100. About 1/2 inch of rainfall just over in going towards areas of Annapolis. Some of us seeing more rain than others, but it's been one of those nice soaking rains across the DMV this morning. We do have some fog lingering out and about the region, mainly off towards the west into those higher elevations until 11 o'clock today. Some very nasty fog into those parts, but hopefully things will start to shape up by the time lunchtime rolls around. But right now on areas of I-68 going up and down US 219, and also going east and west along US 50 back into those higher mountains, it's going to be very treacherous with down to 1/4 mile of visibility, if not less or so. Even seeing a little bit of fog along I-81 south of Winchester going in towards Woodstock with 1 mile of visibility on the way, as well as a little bit of that across South Mountain going from Washington into Frederick County, Maryland. All in all, we have some dense fog also on the eastern shore, but things will be shaping up by the time the lunch hour comes later today.
All right, Derek, thanks so much. Well, new this morning, D.C. police are investigating a shooting that happened in Northeast. Now, details are limited, but what we do know is that it happened at 4 a.m. on the 1500 block of Olive Street. But we will keep you up to date as more details come in. And take a look at these photos from D.C. Fire and EMS. They say a person was rescued from the Anacostia River this morning, and officials say that it happened near V Street Southwest at the James Creek Marina around 9 a.m. Now, officials believe a man fell from a fuel dock at the marina and drifted out onto the river. So he was pulled from the water in stable condition, but he did not need to be transported to the hospital after the rescue. And a popular Georgetown hangout is no more. What's known as Graffiti Cliffs still stands, but you can't get onto it. DC News Now's Dave Laval was at the site to explain why it's closed to the public.
This new fence surrounds what's known as Graffiti Falls. It's to prevent people from getting out onto this stretch of the old Potomac Aqueduct.
It's sad to not have this anymore.
Nastasia Fulcanis can only recall what it was like to hang out at Graffiti Cliffs.
It was just a nice escape from campus and just from the hectic DC life.
Locals tell us the new lock fence went up about a couple of weeks ago. Safety is an issue here. 2 people reportedly drowned back in August 2017 when they fell off the cliffs into the water. People understand the need for safety, but don't believe the area should have been closed to the public.
It would have been nice maybe if the fence was moved further out so people could still have access to the graffiti area and could hang out in that communal public space.
It's like, okay, how many things are you going to protect people from And how many fences are you going to put up until it just becomes policing people in every aspect of their life?
People often come to Graffiti Cliffs to see the Key Bridge and the Potomac River. They still can, though the view now is slightly obstructed. The National Park Service did not respond to our request to comment on this story. In Georgetown, Dave Laval, DC News Now.
All right, Dave, thanks so much. Well, the Fairfax County government is expecting to face a $285 million shortfall in the 2025 fiscal year. These employees include police, fire, and emergency services. Now, those workers will receive retirement rate adjustments as well as performance and longevity increases, and school employees are getting a 6% compensation increase. However, the county expects to save about $26 million because of turnover, and the proposed budget will be released in January. Public hearings on the budget begin in May. Now, the county says certain new spending requirements are causing the issue. The 2025 budget increased Metro funding by $16 million. Schools will also receive $166 million more than in fiscal year 2024, and county employee pay will increase by $180.5 million. And Montgomery County Council is unanimously supporting the introduction of a measure to get rid of minimum parking requirements in the county. Officials say the proposal would get rid of parking minimums for developments near rail and bus stations. They say those minimums are outdated. So officials say they hope the move should encourage people living in the area to get rid of their car and switch to public transportation. Officials also say they hope the move will also help ease the housing crisis in the county. There will also be a public comment period on the bill on January 16th. Well, Loudoun County Learning Center is helping parents and children. They're actually providing families with affordable daycare. So the Arc of Loudoun's Open Door Learning Center caters to all children, including those with special needs, and it also provides support to families based on income level and helps children learn in important skills.
They learn to ask who needs what, how can I assist, what might be helpful for you.
I have seen many parents come in who have been struggling to find help for their children. And then once they get here, you see them breathing a sigh of relief.
And the program also offers activities for people of all ages. Now, you may know it as seasonal depression or just the winter blues, but seasonal affective disorder affects many people during the fall and winter months. So decreasing amounts of sunlight can cause some people to experience symptoms of distress and depression like decreased energy, decreased mood, and a tendency to oversleep and gain weight, and just have a lack of enthusiasm. So experts say it's more common the further away from the equator you are. So what exactly can you do to avoid it? Indiana University psychiatry professor David Diaz has these tips.
There are several things that people can do. Night's sleep, make sure they eat right, get exercise, make sure that their vitamin D level is okay.
And to help with your vitamin D levels, you can talk to your doctor about a supplement and make sure to spend some time in the sunshine when you can. And in Virginia, a new report shows patients who need medical marijuana are not buying it from the Commonwealth dispensaries. Instead, 90% of patients are going to neighboring states. So the report shows it's due to high prices at the Commonwealth dispensaries, restrictive government policies, and that it's just easier now to get cannabis elsewhere. The Virginia Cannabis Control Authority commissioned a study that also recommends some policy changes, including changes to the way Commonwealth issues licenses for growing, manufacturing, and dispensing medical marijuana.
It's up to policymakers, to legislators, administration officials, to decide whether changes need to be made in the medical cannabis program so that it operates more optimally.
And something to keep in mind, any changes to the state's medical marijuana program would have to be approved by the General Assembly and Governor Glenn Youngkin. And a heads up for those commuting today, Metro has some closures to keep in mind. The Virginia Square George Mason University station will close this morning due to a safety exercise, and that station will reopen at 2 p.m. this afternoon. But free shuttle buses from Boston to Clarendon will replace the Metro during the affected hours. In honoring Black journalists' contribution to media, the Washington Association of Black Journalists held their special honors and scholarship gala last night. DC News Now anchor Annalisa Gale emceed that event at Howard University, and we caught up with an organizer who shares how WABJ is helping cultivate the next generation of journalists through events like their Urban Journalism Workshop.
The Urban Journalism Workshop helps to cultivate and create that next generation of journalists. So they're in high school, but they're getting their own bylines. They're creating newscasts, and they're showing them what a career in journalism could actually look like.
And WABJ also gave away several scholarships, including one for investigative journalism. And today, the Washington Commanders will host the Miami Dolphins from FedEx Field at 1 p.m. The Commanders are the underdogs heading into this one. So we caught up with Craig Hoffman from the team 980, and he shares what the Commanders need to do if they want to pull off an upset.
So it's going to be a long shot for the Commanders to beat the Dolphins. But if they're going to do it, here are 3 things they have to do. We'll start off with the KISS theory for Ron Rivera. Keep it simple. Simple. We don't need to call anybody stupid around here, but you know the saying. They are going to simplify this defense in a major way. And so the former defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio had a million rules. If it's this, then you do that. But if it's that, then you do this. And it becomes very confusing. They can just say, hey, if it's pass, do this. If it's run, you go here. And simplifying that down should allow these players to play a lot faster and execute at a higher level. And that is at a premium this week against Miami's speed, which brings us to number 2. You've got to cap the big plays. And so this goes directly, most directly to Percy Butler, who has played very good football the last 3 weeks, but every single week has also been the last guy to miss, whether it's a tackle or a coverage assignment on that back end. And it goes from what is a bad 20-yard play to a 60-yard touchdown. Can't give those up against Miami. And then offensively, you've got to find ways to cultivate big plays of your own. You're not going to be able to put together 15-play drives to score, and they have not had a lot of explosive plays as of late. Certainly not ones by design. I mean, their big plays have been off schedule. Sam Howell finds Brian Robinson all alone, and he runs down the sideline for 50 yards. Can you hit a big shot play? Can you be the one to hit the deep pass? That is something that they're going to have to do to be able to score with Miami this week. And what, if the Commanders are going to be in this game, is going to be a shootout. If not, it's probably going to be a blowout.